Okay. Welcome to Programming Rainbow. In this video, we will be doing a development log number 1 for an Untitled space game that we've been working on for the last week or so.
Not the tunnel.
Yeah. So this is going to be a space game, and I'll show it to you real quick. This is just very beginning, so we're just seeing what it is real quick. So we have a block here, and basically if we go into edit mode, this is going to be the editor for the spaceship. So this would be a block that is for the cockpit, and I put one there, and now I can put another block around it. So if we want, what other kind of block should we need?
We should put a bunch of gas.
Okay, so
turn the pressure up.
this one or this one?
That one is the gas.
Right here, right here. We'll put it below it.
There.
And maybe we need some liquid as well. And then we could, here's a cargo module. How about a shield module? These are just a kind of a entry-level art design. Here's some engines, and I'll just scroll this up so we can see it. And we can put some, these are like, let's put them next to the engines, right? They won't mind.
They won't mind.
They won't mind at all. So,
yeah.
So you can kind of see, let's zoom it in a little bit, that when you connect the module has little connectors. Right? So let's see the round one. Here's a round one here.
Yeah, I don't know.
So let's back this up. So it's going to be where you can build your own ship. These images are 32 by 32 images. And we're going to stay with that size of 32 by 32. This is kind of the art style of the game. But you're going to be able to build your ship, and you'll be able to bring, say, cargo or people, do missions or take them to locations or bring resources back and forth, or maybe even grow stuff inside of it. But you'll be able to go inside. Let me turn this off real quick. You'll be able to go inside and actually be walking around in your cockpit in this kind of 2.5D, what do you call it? The isometric style kind of, and inside of these modules, our character is also going to be, say, a 32 pixel by maybe 64 pixel tall. So it'll be a similar style, and you'll be able to walk around and hopefully walk through these modules. I'm not sure if you'll be able to walk inside of every module, because this is supposed to be a cylinder or a sphere, like a gas sphere compressed. So maybe some of them you can't actually walk into. So they'll have an internal representation that will be maybe 8, 12, or 16 blocks internally. But the graphics internally will be represented the same way as in a 32 by 32. So since this is kind of our ship editor, and we can zoom it in, zoom it out, depending on how big or what we want to deal with. This way I have it right now, when I press E and I can cycle through blocks I want to do, this is kind of a placeholder. What's really going to happen is we're going to go over here to the left, and we're going to have these different modules. I can scroll through different ones you can choose and see we have no, in our inventory, we don't have any of the cockpit module, but we have this cockpit 2 module, and we have 3 of them. This one we have none. And we see down here we have a bunch of these. So they might have different stats in them, and you would be able to pick the one you want and click and drag it into place. So I've been working on this interface here, and this is actually a linked list that we're looking at. So I'll be clicking, actually pulling a physical item out of this linked list and putting it into place. So they'll be really representing real blocks. So right now I can scroll it holding 2 fingers down, like you would scroll a website or something like that. And that's using the SDL mouse scroll. But I can also click down with it. I'm going to turn editor off. Oops. I can also click down with it and move it around. It looks like I've been adding blocks here. There we go. So I can move it smoother if I click and drag it around, or I can do the 2-finger scroll. Over here, the 2-finger scroll now scrolls up and down, or if it's inside one and it only goes to, it's locked to the end where so it's not going to over scroll up or down. So it kind of does have a hard lock there. So I've put in a bunch of code Basically, this is a linked list that it's scrolling through, and this one is a fixed list, but it's because this is module types, and this list is the actual modules. And then this is the representation of building a ship. And you're going to be able to, like I said, walk around inside the ship, but you're also going to be flying the ship through space. So let's show some of the music ideas. Now, these are, again, just ideas, so this isn't final.
Let's go to the Tunnel of Doom first.
Yeah. So I was thinking about maybe some music like this that is kind of, where is it? This one here. When you're flying through space, maybe it's more... Ooh, are we capturing the music? Probably not. Can we check the Doom space?
I think we are.
Okay. So this is going to be something like this. When you're flying through space, it's going to be pretty chill. It's going to be relaxing, probably some kind of different classical or piano music. And then when danger occurs, we can have, let's see if this is the one. It kind of ramps up a little bit. It's a little bit more dicey, you know. So that's kind of the idea I have going for it. And now these assets here, can we show the sprite sheet of this actual assets?
Yep. It's right here.
So this is the current sprite sheet for the game. So what it is over here is the actual module, and over here on the right is the alternative if it's linking to another module. So if it links to another module, if it detects another module beside it, it's going to draw this in whatever spot around it. So, and we've been just playing around with different ideas on how to do this, but that's basically where we're at right now with it. I think that's kind of, we figured out we can basically draw a bit that as long as it's triangular into the center, it can just be overlaid in whatever direction we want. So that's probably what we're going to be doing. Again, we're only like a week into this, so we've been coding and trying different things. But these assets are actually created in Blender. So I apologize if the image you're seeing on YouTube is actually not the right aspect ratio. It's because we're in Apple and we have a more square aspect ratio and we don't know how to set up OBS properly. So it's not displaying in the YouTube video correctly. But let's show how these are made in Blender.
There. Yes.
Let's skip that one first. Let's go to the assets.
Okay, then let's go to ship parts. They're parts of a ship. Let's first show a ball. A hockey puck, actually.
Okay, so show it from the camera view. So what we're doing here is the camera's looking straight down onto it. We have a light that is the light down here a little bit. Shouldn't it be over to the side? Did we change it?
From here. Oh. Actually, it's in material view, not from the light view.
Oh, okay. So it's slightly different.
There it is.
Yeah, there we go.
Also just use this.
No, that's fine. So, basically, this is modeled in Blender, but we're using, what did you call it, a toon shader or a cell shader?
Call it a cell shader, but you can also call it a toon shader. Or something else.
So we're using a cell shader right now to kind of keep the colors in a band. So right now it's a 4 shade. So the gray color will have 4 shades of gray, basically, depending on the light source and how it's bent. So that kind of makes it so we don't have to know how to do perfect pixel art. We can just use Blender and generate an image from Blender. And
this
let's see.
Is shade 1, shade 2, shade 3, and shade 4.
Okay. What about the one of the other ones?
You can also have Blender Guru's donut.
Yeah, is that the donut from the donut tutorial?
No, it's just a donut. It's a random donut.
What's it called? A tor? It's not a torso. What's it called? It's got a funny name to it.
Wait, you just need to make this Taurus a chill Taurus.
Well, we don't want to change the color on it though, but yeah. So
yeah, let me just
well, can you put it back and can we render one of these?
Record.
Yeah, so let's render one and see what it looks like rendered. Okay. Well,
that's the cargo module.
Yeah, can we render this?
Okay.
What's it called? Torso? What's the donut shape called?
It's called Taurus.
Torrid. So I know
Why
something
isn't
like
it
that.
called Donut?
So that's what we end up with, basically from this. So the idea is that we'll be able to basically probably put these together so that we can go through them and do a rendering of a whole sprite sheet all at once, and then we can try different colors. Like if we change the color of it, it's like the module will be made out of a different material, or if we want to adjust it, we're not really pixel artists here, so this is kind of since he already knows Blender, this is a good way to just use Blender to make assets for our project.
I think I put this down to like a 3 or something.
Is it
Get to the final one, and I slightly used the
what the color or the?
3 colors for the shading.
Oh, okay. So this is the three shaded. Let's do one more. What was the other one? Was it the cargo?
Now,
Again, these are just
let's
this is our first go. You know, we've only been on this for a couple days now.
do this.
Yeah, that's what the representation of this looks like in the game. And again, let's just flop over to the game real quick so we can just see it kind of together.
Right here.
Yeah. So basically, that's what we've created with these, and I quite like some of these the way they look. Some of these will change, obviously. This is just beginning stage stand-in artwork. But I do really like the idea of being able to make your own ship, being able to fly it around. And when you go to a space station, the space station can also be made of similar type of modules. Might be different modules, but the same idea. And then you can walk around inside of them, and people may have shops and other things, or places where you get missions or do cargo runs or something like that. And it is nice that this is all moving around and we got these things set up and everything else. This is written in C, pure C, and it's written in SDL3 right now. So this is just C, SDL3.
Yeah, pure C, not
And
Rust.
do you want to show more of the toon shader with your... So he's going to show a spaceship that's from a different game, but just to show the toon shader off a little bit more.
Right here.
Yeah, and could we show a rendering of this with the black line around it? Because we might be adding black lines around things to make them look a little nicer.
Yeah, like this. You just zoom in.
Yeah, maybe zoom it out a little bit so you
Zoom
can
it.
see it a little better. Okay, so that's very loud. This is it rendered with the toon shader that he's using for this one, which has a black line. It adds black lines in with it too, as well. So let's show the. Do you have the walking animation video? So we were
Oh yeah, the
were
walking live.
figuring out how to. We needed we need a character that can walk around.
So we studied it perfectly,
We've studied
and
the
we have
human
made this in 2020.
in 2020.
Walking from 2020.
No, it's not from 2020. It's from this year. It's from this week.
Yeah. Trying to rename it. Because I didn't take it from
Come on, there it is.
a movie. Or a TV show.
So, yeah,
Yes,
we're
it's
still
perfect.
figuring out how knees work. This will eventually be a, we were just figuring out how to rig. Is it kinematic body, 3D kinematic? What do you call this?
It's
I'm not very good with Blender.
like a, you know, it's called a character body. But it's
Character
got like
body?
an armature in Blender also.
Is it
called
armature
rigging.
or a ligature?
Armature.
Ligature.
Armature.
So,
for arms.
so we're still studying how the human body works. We haven't quite got it down yet, but we'll get there. And the idea is if we do it in Blender, we'll be able to animate the body and then take pictures of it in each direction, so that we don't need to have to figure out how to draw sprite, pixel art in each direction. We could just tell it to do a walking sequence, set our camera in the different directions, and then get our sprite sheet from that. And also I want to make it so we have different legs, different chest, different arms, different face, different color face, different hair or hats, things. And if we capture those separately, we can just build them up with a sprite sheet for legs, for centers, for heads, for hairs, hats, whatever. Maybe robot ones. So the idea is we'll have some different options for people walking around.
They're
What's his name? Butthead?
no,
Why is he in the dark?
he's called Reaper Man. He's called The Walking Live 2007.
Okay. Why is he 2000? So let's can we play this one? Can we? Oh, yours is reversed. I don't like that.
Okay, then.
Okay, love the legs, love the knee action. We should have had the video of the what is that? Contact, that movie where the legs are backwards.
Yeah.
Is it hold on, let me look it up.
Yep. Still getting there. What is it called? One of my high res.
It's not Contact, it's
Oh, it's an image of the spaceship. Yeah.
what is it?
His head is an image of the spaceship.
Oh, that's what you did. You wrapped a spaceship around his head. Oh, hold on a second.
It's some super high res.
What was that name of that movie? It was it wasn't Contact.
The contact.
It's not The Contact. It's not that. That's not it.
Yeah, it's a spaceship wrapped around his...
The enter. Okay, so show something. Let's show something else.
Yeah. What else do we have to show?
Show your how you're doing the toon shader on your ship then, because that's we might end up doing something similar to that. But that's a 5 color, right?
Yeah, this is a 5 color.
So the only thing that sucks is we don't see the outline around it in real time.
Let's see how good this vibrant thing is. See how good. I can make it brighter or darker. Just in case I want to make it like...
Oh, the arrival. Whole bunch of...
Then you tell them.
You tell them. This bit right here is what we're working with the knees. These how human knees work. It? Oh. Yeah. He's gonna go tell them.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the... Okay, so like I said, the idea is that you're gonna be able to build your own ship instead of recompiling it. So yeah, so we have this is just the build part, the menu to build the ship and whatnot, and this is how you're gonna build it basically. But you'll have to have the resources to build the items, and I'm sure there'll be certain items that have to be connected in a certain way. It's going to calculate the mass of what you have, and then your ship's movement will be based on your engine size and rating and the mass. Also the rotation speed will be you'll have a rotational how your rotational inertia affects your engines that can rotate you as well. So that'll be basically putting more modules or heavier modules to the outside will cause your ship to rotate slower and to stop rotating at a slower speed as well. When you're flying through, but it's going to be, when you're flying through space, it's not going to be very fast flying. It's going to be a little more chill and relaxed. But I kind of want it to be this fun little space game that's kind of missing a lot of the aspects of the other space games that sometimes we come across, where you just can't build things you want to build, or you can't do the things you want to build, or go do the things you want to do. And I also want to make it where there's going to be different... These modules they'll have different classes of these modules. So there might be one that's like a engineered paper cardboard version, or paper and plastic. And then some will be, say, aluminum or steel or carbon fiber. And the different modules will have different drawbacks to them and different things that they're good at. Like the paper one maybe doesn't have any kind of radar cross section, but yet is very weak. So you don't get spotted, but it's at the same time it's not very strong. And
Yeah. What about make it out of mylar?
Yeah.
Or graphene.
The mylar would be reflective, very reflective, I guess. Yeah, so like little different aspects of that we can add into the game that are not incredibly hard to program or add in, that are just simpler things, but still make the game fun. I want to make it where the other characters they have a bit of a personality. So we can't make it too complicated, but I believe that just by having a set of different variables and things that it can remember, you can have different personalities and how it reacts and generates sentences based on things that it might need or want or know. So I have some ideas on the NPCs, how they can work, and how it can be more fun and believable to play. But it still has to be within the scope of something we can do. So we're not trying to do some crazy AI thing or something like that. But I do want to make the NPCs interesting and enjoyable to play with. I also don't. It would be nice if there was multiplayer, so like you could walk around inside your friend's ship and see what your friend has done with their ship. You know, like the way they've designed it, and maybe. But that could be like later on down the line. Like the first thing is that I want the ship, build the ship, fly the ship, walk around inside the ship, walk around on a planet, walk around in a space station, fetch quest, maybe taking people places for like tourism or just shuttling people, things like that. There's lots of aspects of Elite Dangerous I found very frustrating. I don't want it to be really grindy, but it should have progression, and I do want it to make more sense. Like the people, the cabins for people in Elite Dangerous. Let's delete some of these. Am I in edit mode? I don't know how to use this computer properly.
You mean you don't know how to use your game properly?
No, it's the Mac. So these ones are cabins. So if we had a cabin here, and imagine we have like some kind of nonsense we don't want, right? And then we have engines. We had an engine here. We have an engine here, right? Like
Yeah.
that cabin's going to be very low quality compared to like a cabin up here or up here, you know, where these people have nice views and they're not near something like the engine or something that is going to harm them or be noisy. They have like views of the outside of space and stuff. So these should be more luxurious, and you should be able to get passengers that want more luxurious. So you should have a luxury rating, and also based on what you have and what amenities. Like we might have modules that have a pool in it. Like not you can't really swim in the pool, but the pool is just there as like something that the other guests would want, and different things that guests would want. So when you need to have those modules on your ship or you decide to have them, they're actually a cost for you with a weight cost and a resource cost for building. But if you're shuttling people around, they add to the benefits of what those people like, and they bring up your rating. And also if you like fail to do deliveries or if people get killed on your ship, that would bring a different type of rating down, like your trustworthiness. Like people won't want to ride on your ship. So I have kind of like those kind of ideas of how that could work. But again, it's got to be in the scope of a more simpler game, something that we can finish and that'll be done. But I just have some nice ideas. But again, I also want to keep the scope in something that is that we can handle. And I think by using the blender, we can actually get some sprite sheets out that we can actually edit and change and be interesting. Yeah, so right now this editor is partially working. But this is it a man?
Yes.
You can't click on spots that are already. You have to delete the one under it first.
He's T-posing.
Now it's perfect. Well, his legs are a little bit short.
Okay, then make it like the donuts.
So yeah, so I've been working on this for about a week. He's been making some assets for me, and I've been writing some code. And the code is not. I'm not planning on making the code public because it's a game I'm trying to create. But I will probably make videos on a lot of the stuff I learned while doing this, so that other people can do similar things, that like how to do menus or something else, that I've figured out to do. Okay. So yeah, if you have any questions or you think that's a good idea, or you even have your own thoughts, just let me know about them. And or if you're find this kind of thing interesting, I'm really hoping just to be able to start and finish a game that is an actual fun game for people to play. It might not be fun for everybody, but I really like it if some decent amount of people really enjoyed this game. I think this is the type of game I would like to play. I do like space games like No Man's Sky, Elite, some of the others. What's some other ones?
Yeah, there is. There is. Traffic Space is not very like it. Space Engineers has the building part, but it doesn't have the rest.
So I kind of want to, there's aspects that I want to be in this game that are in none of those games, but also there's lots of things that I like that are in those games too. So, but at the end of the day, this is going to be a 2.5D top down, and when you're in space, it's going to be completely top down. And then when you land on a planet, it's going to be like lunar lander style from the side, which I find interesting. Also, I think if you crash your ship, maybe you have to gather resources to fix it or something. That would be interesting. Or maybe a landing module, like you can pull off part of your ship and just land part of your ship and leave the other part in space, maybe. So I have lots of different ideas, but I just want to kind of see where we can get with it in a reasonable amount of time. But we got about a week into it now, and a lot of that's just figuring out how to make those interfaces open and close, and how to make those 2D heap allocated arrays create and resize themselves as they needed, and link list add and remove pieces within them as needed, and all that stuff. So a lot of kind of boilerplate code, but something is working now. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that, and that is the end of our first devlog for an Untitled space game. So have a